As you may know, the West Somerset Railway is mainly steam operated. They run mainly in the mid-year when it's busy, and is normally closed throughout January and most of February. The summer generally sees the most services, and come December, the Santa specials run. From April, the railway runs a normal service on weekdays, along with normal weekends. This usually continues until about September. So between this time, the railway is more like a full-round GWR service line in the 1940s. They do run diesels now and again between steam services, as well as using the resident DMU. There is some distance between Minehead and Bishop's Lydeard, and the journey time is around an hour, stopping at all stations. The journey time is a bit shorter on a non-stop run. However, there are some trains that go halfway up the line to Williton, but this is usually on galas. At the current time of filming, steam locos can only face one way, but there will be soon a turntable and a triangle at Norton Fitzwarren, so locos will be able to turn around rather than run tender first. The platforms at Minehead could possibly be the longest of any preserve line, enough to fit over 12 coaches. This station is the northern terminus, originally opened in 1874. There is more population here than any of the 9 stations to Bishop's Lydeard. The max line speed is 25 miles an hour, like all preserve lines, but there are some slow limits, as low as 5 miles an hour. One example of one is here at Dunster. The reason for the 5 miles an hour limit is due to the foot crossing being unmanned, so trains must slow down to a walking pace to check the crossing is clear, along with a toot on the whistle or horn. This also gives any people that are crossing a chance to carry on and not have to worry about the train hurtling along at 25 miles an hour. Even a slug would have enough time to cross and not risk getting run over. The road crossings with the low speed limit are fitted with ringing bells, but no barriers. Diesels operates the line on some busy days or on mixed traffic or diesel gala days. One of the locos based on the railway is Diesel and Electrics Preservation Group's 47840 North Star, pre-tops number D1661. Other diesels that are based here include 2 Hymex, a Class 14, Class 33, Class 25, 2 Class 03s and even a Western, D1010. The diesels have their own service depot at Williton. Another diesel that runs on the line is in the form of a DMU. The first generation Class 117 is mainly used on short runs and shuttles. Here we see the Class 117 arriving at Bishop's Lydeard, operating a shuttle from Norton Fitzwarren. The unit is owned by the Territorial Army and can be taken for use elsewhere if need be. We will now take a look at the Norton Fitzwarren operation. Shuttles that run down this line generally operate on special days only. On some steam gala days, there can be a train from Minehead all the way to Norton Fitzwarren, taking nearly 1 hour and 30 minutes, stopping everywhere. This is where the shuttle ends, at the Norton Fitzwarren stopboard. To pass here, you need to gain permission via the signal box at Exeter. This is because Network Rail own the line from this point, and continues onto the main line between Exeter and Bristol. Only booked trains have permission to pass, so you cannot just ask for permission at any time to run Dinmore Manor to Taunton, as it does not have mainline equipment. Now we move on briefly to look at the engineers' trains. Here we follow resident Hymic class D7017 on an engineering run to Doniford. The diesels come in handy for this job, as they can do shunt moves easily and can be fired up whenever, and not have to start 10 hours beforehand. The line is over 23 miles long with sidings, points and depot lines, so there's a lot of track to maintain. Along with that, they have signals, land, signs, stations and buildings to look after, and most of these jobs use the engineers' train. Today the train is taking ballast to a site near Doniford, as they are replacing the track. The work will be done by volunteers, and the sleepers and rails are rising by the road. Track repair is essential, as the line gets worn out after a certain time. The rails are jointed and still use wooden sleepers, unlike most of the main line today using welded rails and concrete sleepers. Sometimes the railway hires in track equipment, such as the high output ballast cleaner, which, well, cleans the ballast, and tambours, which align the rails in a straight and level line so they aren't bumpy or wobbly. And don't worry, this is a sped up cab ride. The train is doing the speed limit, honest. The only thing the railway does not have is a railhead treatment train, known as the RHTT. This sprays water onto the railhead, but the West Somerset Railway uses the old technique, sand in a bucket. This is sprayed onto the track by hand, unless the train is fitted with sanders, and helps reduce wheel slip, as too much slipping damages the rails. Spreading sand manually is done by the fireman, so it is normally done if the train is slipping badly, so he doesn't have to walk 23 miles to sand the rails. After all that blabbing about sand, the train has arrived at the site. The train will now split in half, so there are two sets of ballast wagons. However, the ones that have been left are being used as scrap wagons for any rubble, old sleepers or old rails that need to be disposed of. The brake van at the rear is pinned down to ensure the wagons don't run away. Of course, the van also utilises as a tea room. And to round off, we see another loco making a rare appearance on the engineers' train. 47840. Here it couples up to the wagons after a day's work and is heading back to Minehead.